The town of Elmsworth was small enough that everyone knew each other's names, but big enough to hide secrets in its quiet corners. It was a place where the mornings smelled of fresh bread from the bakery on Main Street, and the evenings were painted with the soft glow of street lamps, flickering as if they were keeping time with the heartbeat of the town. Jan had lived here all his life. He didn't have much, but whatever he did have, he gave freely. His days were simple, fixing things for neighbors, helping old Mr. Carter carry his groceries, painting fences in the summer heat. Every morning, before the sun rose, he made tea for his mother, Sarah, the only family he had left in this world. Sarah was a strong woman, her eyes lined with the quiet wisdom of someone who had seen storms and survived them. But there was a tiredness in her lately, a cough she brushed off, a pain she hid behind a smile. One late afternoon, while Jan was delivering repaired chairs to the bakery, he saw her for the first time. Elena. She wasn't like the other girls in Elmsworth. She moved with a kind of restless energy, as if the town was too small for her dreams. Her hair danced in the wind, her hands carried a sketchbook, and her eyes, deep, soft, and alive, seemed to see more than what was in front of her. Their first conversation was nothing remarkable. She was sitting outside the bakery, sketching the flowers on the windowsill, when her pencil rolled off the table. Jan picked it up. "You dropped this." "Thank you. I'd say I owe you one, but it's just a pencil. Sometimes it's the small things that matter most." She looked at him for a moment, as if those words were worth more than the pencil itself. Over the next few weeks, their paths kept crossing. At the market, by the lake, in the old library that smelled of dust and history. At first, it was just polite nods and quick hellos. But slowly, their conversations grew longer. They talked about everything: the stars, the way rain changes the color of the earth, the dreams they both had, hers of traveling to distant cities, his of fixing up the old family home so his mother would never have to worry again. One evening, as they sat by the lakeside, Jan noticed her laughter for the first time. It wasn't loud, it wasn't forced. It was soft, the kind of sound that makes you want to protect the person it belongs to. Sarah noticed a change in her son before he even told her about Elena. One evening, she teased him. "Who is she? What makes you think there's a she?" "Because I've been your mother for 25 years, Jan, and I've never seen you smile at thin air." Autumn arrived. The days grew cooler, and so did their hearts toward anything but each other. Jan would walk Elena home after the market, sometimes stopping by his house so she could sip tea with Sarah. One evening, Elena gave him a folded piece of paper. It was a sketch of him, sitting by the lake, staring at the water. At the bottom, she had written, "Some faces feel like home." But behind the beauty of these beginnings, shadows were already moving. Sarah's cough worsened. She was losing weight. Whenever Jan asked, she'd say, "I'm fine, my son. Don't you worry." And because he didn't want to disturb the fragile happiness he had found, he believed her. Then, winter came early. The frost covered the fields in silver, and the air carried a sharpness that made every breath heavier. One evening, Jan found Sarah by the window. coughing so hard she could barely speak. "Ma, we're going to the clinic now." "It's nothing, just a cold weather." "No, it's not nothing." The truth came crashing down. Cancer, advanced. Treatment was possible, but it would be expensive, far beyond his savings. That night, Ayan sat in the kitchen, staring at nothing. Elena found him there. "What happened?" "She's dying, and I can't save her." "We'll find a way." "You're not alone." Elena became more than his love. She became Sarah's caretaker. She cooked, cleaned, read aloud from Sarah's favorite books, brought flowers from the market to brighten the room. But bills piled up, and the doctor's words became more urgent. One evening, Ayan decided, "There's a job in the city. Dangerous work, but it pays well. I'll be gone a few months. And if she doesn't have that long?" He looked away. The night before he left, Sarah told him, "Life gives us love, and it gives us loss. We can't control the second, but we can cherish the first." He left for the city, worked brutal hours at the docks, sent money and letters to Elena, but storms delayed the mail. Some letters never reached her, and in the quiet weeks without his words, doubt crept in. Sarah's health declined faster than expected. One rainy afternoon, she whispered to Elena, "Tell my son, I'm proud of him." She passed away that evening. Ayan's next letter arrived 2 days later. When Elena told him the news, his reply was short. Too short. Slowly, the distance grew. Years passed. The bakery still opened at dawn. The lake still shimmered. But Ayan had changed. One afternoon, repairing the library roof, he saw her. She was on the lakeside bench, her hair shorter, her frame smaller, a scarf around her head. "Elena, I was wondering when you'd find me." They talked for hours, and then she told him, "It's in my blood, Ayan, a rare condition, only a matter of time." "No, there must be something. Please." "I've made peace with it." From that day on, he became her shadow, cooking meals, reading poetry, taking her to watch the sunrise. Some days, she was strong enough to walk the market. Other days, she could barely lift her head. One rainy night, she asked, "Do you remember the first letter you ever gave me?" "Of course." "Read it to me." He took a folded piece of paper from his wallet, worn and faded. His voice trembled as he read. When he finished, she closed her eyes. "I love you. In every lifetime." Her breathing slowed. Ayan held her hand, tears falling onto her skin. "And I'll find you. In every lifetime." She was gone. In the years that followed, he built a shelter by the lake for the lonely and the lost. On the wall, framed in glass, was her sketch of him. At the bottom, her handwriting still read, "Some faces feel like home." And at every sunset, Ayan whispered into the wind, not in grief, but in love, "I love you. In every lifetime."